We're just here doing the body work on the inner fenders, and Grace decided she wants to come check it out. What do you think, Grace? Good? It is? All right. Good job. Everybody ready for primer? Yeah? Okay. What's up, everyone? I'm Sean James. This is Kentucky The MiniTruck State. Man, we're already a little bit into this video getting stuff done because I'm tired of these inner fenders and we're going to get them done. So we have got the body work done on the top side. I'm not really going to worry about anything on the bottom side. That's also going to get seam sealed, primered, and then bed line to be good to go. So we're just going to jump into it today. We've got all this stuff ready to be seam sealed, which the bottoms have already been done. Just got to do this upper part down the side there. This side, as you've seen, has been body worked as well. Everything come out really nice and smooth. Everything fits right into there. I really like how it turned out. So we'll go ahead and get this stuff seam sealed in, get these gaps kind of filled up, be good to go there. Once that is done, I'm going to let it dry overnight. I'm going to try and get a hold of Aaron tomorrow. We've made a deal with, he needs some work done at his shop, and I need some primer. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go fix the shop. He's going to give me some primer so that way I can get this stuff primed up, get it done. And we can move on to something else in this video. We're not going to spend the entire video on this. We're going to get this done. We're going to move on to other stuff. I need to get the wires put back in, get them mounted, get the front suspension stuff painted, ready to put back on. So we get this truck over to Jacobs, get the exhaust going. That won't be this week. It'll be probably a couple weeks from now, but we are going to make progress. We're going to get this thing done. And we're going to keep pushing along because these videos have not been doing well. And I don't blame you. Who's not tired of seeing inner fender content on Mazdas? Especially when it's drawn out like it has been. I've been very, I'm being honest, kind of lazy with content. I come out, do enough work to make a video, and then the rest of the week just kind of slack off, and I've got to stop doing that. When I started my channel, that's not what I did. I would work all week, make, edit a video, and they were hour long, hour and 15 minutes, whatever, and I got a lot more done here recently due to what people want. They say they want shorter videos. Well, I don't care. I'm going to start doing the videos I want. If they're longer, that's fine. If you don't watch them, it's okay. Don't watch them. It's fine. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to get more work done and stop being lazy. So that's kind of what's been happening. Just been putting things on the back burner, just doing enough to get by. And this truck isn't this channel. What I'm doing is, and I need to realize that I need to get more done because doing enough to make a video is never going to get this truck finished. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for following along. Make sure to do all the YouTube things. Make sure the like switch, comment down below, hit the notification bells for future content. Make sure and share my content. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We've not picked anybody up in I think like 3 weeks now because everybody's tired of this content, and I don't blame them. This should have took about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we are on week 7 or 8 now. And who's not tired of it? Let's be honest. We all are. So. But it's got to get done. It's one of those things, when you have a family, you have a life, stuff goes on, it does take a while. But at the same time, like I said, I've been lazy with how I'm doing my content. We're going to change that. We're going to do this a little bit different. We're going to get work done and make videos like I used to. If they're longer, whatever, I'm not going to mind. If you guys do, that's fine. But anyway, enough chatting. Let's get back to work. have it. Everything is seam sealed in. Ow. Drying up. Now we're ready to work on something else. It is now about 10:30. I was sitting here watching Supercross, working on this stuff. Race is over. Congratulations, Ken Roxon. They're really the only pro sports I watch. Maybe some hockey, but maybe Supercross, motocross, stuff like that. But anyway, we have made progress. We have finally got the inner fenders knocked out. Now, as far as getting the primer stuff, I'm hoping I get a hold of Aaron tomorrow. I'm going to try and talk to him. It may be first part of the week before I actually get it, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to come back out tomorrow and work on getting the front suspension stuff. Most of it should be done. I'm going to clean it up a little bit, try and get that stuff ready to paint. Then once we get the bottom side primed, we can get that lined and cleaned up, painted, and ready to install the front suspension stuff. All new stuff back here in this box, right back there. All new ball joints, tie rod ends, pitman arms, idler arms, all that stuff, all new, replaced. So we'll be good to go. We've got painted control arms over there. We've got the spindles painted, the dust shields, lower control arms, upper control arms are in the bed of the truck. We've got my little power distribution thing for the inner fender. It's painted. We've got the bracket for the fuse block over here. We got to get it cleaned up, get it primed, get it painted, get it ready to put in. So we're going to get this front end wrapped up pretty quick, pretty soon. So I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and go in and edit the video, see where we're at. But again, we're going to get some more stuff done before we end this video. So we're not even close to being done. But stick with it, get it done. Here we go. All right, everybody, it is now Sunday morning, about 10:30. I got up this morning, got ready some breakfast. So everybody's all nice and happy. My wife's getting ready to leave. She has some errands to run today. So while the cat's away, the mice will play. That's what they always say. I've got to get in here and get this garage straightened up. I've got a mess. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, so I'm going to turn on some music. What do you guys like to listen to out in the garage? I know I've asked a few times and never really get any responses on it, but why not ask again? I've been listening to Master P a lot here lately. Been a long time since I listened to that stuff, so really take me back to some old childhood stuff, younger stuff when I was a young guy. Just get into mini trucks, but stuck that in to see how it fits. Man, it looks really good and clean. Can't be mad at that at all. I'm trying to get a hold of Aaron, see if I can't get that sealer today, get this thing sealed up, and get this part of it done. But if I'm going to do that, I need a clean slate. So I'm going to try clean up in here, open the garage up, get the leaf blower going, and just blow this thing out real good. Get all the dust off the truck, get that cleaned up. It's about time to start working on the roof too. I think we're going to wait and do that a little bit later though. I've got a few more ideas of things I want to do for this video, so strap in. So just getting started. One thing I want to do, since this is going to be a driver for my daughter, and I just happened to think about it. I saw the old windshield washer reservoir sitting around, and this one is cracked right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There you go. I went to my parts truck outside, and I found this one. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go outside, pull that bracket off, and see if we can modify it in a way to mount it in this inner fender area somehow. That way she can have windshield washer squirters, which, yeah, that's not really important on a show truck, but on a daily driver, it absolutely is. So the idea was, I went up to buy this truck in Southern Illinois. He had it on Marketplace for $500. I got there and it smoked real bad and it barely started. But we weren't able to drive it up on a trailer. And I offered him $400 for it. He said, "You take it?" And he asked me what I was doing with it. And I said, "Well, I just kind of collect Mazdas. I had 4 more at the time." He said, "Well, you want any more?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" So he offered me this one for $100, which the motor runs. That's the motor that's in the truck up that way. And it just has rust really bad in the frame. It's really bad. The driver's side, the passenger side actually has a hole in it over there, but you can see it's just about shot. You can see the hole right there going through it. So not very good shape, but it's got the nicer interior in it. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, this one does. This one does. This one has this one has a nicer interior in it. But anyway, I got it for parts, and the plan was to build the red Mazda back in there using it. So that's the one I want to build for myself when I get ready to build it, which I doubt I'm going to use that cab. It's been sitting out here now for 7 years. When I started building that other truck, I took that cab off, extended the frame, and made an extended cab. So lots of work done. My thing is, I like the problem. I don't like finishing stuff. I like figuring out the solution and then moving on to something else. That's why I don't have anything done anymore. And that's why I got to a point with this truck that I've got to get something done. You know what I mean? All right. We're going to get in here, deconstruct this bracket, see if we can't find a way to mount it. All right, a quick explanation of what we're going to do here. So this will mount on the fender like this. So this will take and weld on the back side to make that upright. And then we'll put this mount on the front side. Well, the back like this. Well, they'll get like that and get welded to this. So that, well, like that. There we go. So that tank can mount to it. And then all this can get painted and mounted to the truck. So let's work on getting that done. All right, as you saw, we got our bracket made. Real crude bracket, nothing real crazy. So we want to make sure we know where that's going to sit. This is going to bolt to that, but that's upside down. Good job. And get an idea where that's going to live. And we'll just take and put a couple marks on it. Yeah, that could live right there. And then what we'll do is we have these marks on top. One there. One there. Pop this bracket off. And we know that sits kind of square with that. Okay, let's set that back on there and just set it for height. We need to set it as high as we can. That way you keep from hitting the bottom. And I think we put this ear flush with the top. That'll be good. So I think we go like right there. And I think we're just going to bolt this bracket on there. We have room back behind it on both sides, so it's not going to matter. We'll have room on the back side for the thing to fit on it, and we can both, pre-bolt it before we put this bracket on. I think we can make that work. All right, so we got the bracket mounted. See if this fits in there. That fits there. Here's our reservoir. That fits there. We got room to this. We're probably going to put some sort of a strapping on here, kind of the same thing we did on that side, more than likely. It is a little flimsy. It's not terrible, but it's causing it to hit this one back here, so we really don't like that. But yeah, not too bad. Then all we got to do is extend the wire off the wiring harness, and I think it's right here, if I'm not mistaken. So actually, it's not too far off. But anyway, we can go ahead and get that. I'll get this kind of figured up off camera. We've already done it once, so there's no sense doing it again. But yeah, what do y'all think? Most people just delete them. But now we've got our overflow tank and our windshield washer fluid. So pretty sweet. To take it one step further, I was unable to unbolt this bracket from back here, bolt it to this bracket, and so they're both mounted in the same place. And that leaves room. So this one won't be rubbing that one with the bolts through there, so we can bolt that down really nice and tight. Still fairly secure. I may make this bracket out of something thicker, just because I think that sheet metal is just a little bit too thin. I mean, you really got to pull on it to get it to move, but you'll go down the road, vibrations may cause issue. I have some 1/8 inch metal, which I believe is overkill, but that's what I have. So I may just make a copy of what I made there, weld it up, make it where it bolts in. It won't take me very long. And then I can just mount that stuff to that, and it'll be absolutely solid. So let me think about it. And that's going to be it for today. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. What's up? Wednesday or Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon. It's 6 o'clock. We are back out on the Mazda. I'm going to focus on trying to get the blower box mounted in, so we get that stuff kind of taken care of. And then once that's taken care of, I'm still waiting to hear from Aaron to get the sealer. I run into an issue talking to a parts house local about what to use over galvanized, and they seem to think that it's going to be hard to paint over. Stuff won't stick to it, so we'll just have to kind of see what they suggest, all that good stuff, what Aaron suggests. I would think just regular epoxy sealer would be more than plenty. I talked to my friend Brendan Meadows, also, aka Big Spoon, and he gave me some good advice also. So But that's what we're going to go with, and I appreciate it. So he said to use some good epoxy sealer, spray the bare metal areas, let that flash off, scuff it, and then I do a high build primer on the body work, all that stuff. Again, that's going to get slicked out, and then if it turns out nice, I may just paint it. Who knows? But I would like to put a tintable bed liner on it. I talked to PRS here in Draftonville, and they said they can tint it to any color I want. I can take an interior panel to them, and they can mix it. And that may be what we do too, because it's kind of what I want to do with the inside of the bed also. So it may be worth waiting, maybe just getting this stuff sealed and primered and leaving it alone and waiting until I get the bed fixed, which we can do that next week since we have the inner fenders done. Go ahead and get the bed finished up on the inside, where that can be taken care of, is do it all at the same time. That would make the most sense. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Good idea, Sean. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. That's going to pretty much wrap this video up. We got a little bit of explaining to do. So Tuesday night, I decided, after saying I wasn't going to do it, that I was going to do something. And the first idea was I was going to put the dash in place just to kind of get in there. I spent 3 hours installing the dash, getting it put back in. That's not the bad news. That's the good news. The good news is, man, does it look good. It looks like a complete truck again. And I am so excited. If anybody has a red dash pad that they're willing to part with, please let me know. That's really the only bad part on the whole dash. So everything else looks really good. The bad news is I lost all of that footage, every bit of it. I also lost the footage for the blower box. The thing I didn't mention was that I figured out that I didn't need to modify the blower box. I was putting it in wrong. It's supposed to go behind the evaporator box, and I was putting it in front of it. That's why it wasn't fitting by a 1/4 inch. And so luckily for me, I had another Mazda that had the blower box already sitting out of it. And so I just took it, put it in place after cutting the other one. That was actually in better shape than the one I took out. So kind of a win-win, but I feel kind of dumb for not noticing it when I first started doing it. Again, I don't do this stuff all the time, so I'm going to make mistakes. It's just part of it. If you're all with it, keep going. So we got the new blower box put in. I changed the seals on it. I showed that. Put new foam around it just to help kind of seal stuff off a little bit better. I vacuumed all the stuff out and cleaned up as best I could before I put it together. So it should work pretty good. I won't know until I get the battery put back in and hooked back up with, that's the other bad news. So with that said, we didn't get the front end finished. You can see it's still where it was at when we started this week's video. Or, after you got that other stuff seam sealed. But as I explained earlier in the video, the plan with that is we're going to go ahead and get the bed ready up to where the inner fenders are. I may get some self-etch primer and just go ahead and seal this stuff up so I got to worry about it, which it shouldn't have to worry about it anyway. But I'd like to get it sealed up. But the idea is to pull the bed off this week, get it set up over here on this side of the shop where I can work on it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take the bed to my friend, or the bulkhead out, take it to Jacob's house. He has a little sandblaster. We're going to sandblast where it was welded just to clean the rust up out of it. And then we'll seam seal the backside, bodywork the inside, get it ready for bed liner. Because like I said before, I want under the hood and the bed to be the same. Bed line to match the interior to kind of bring those colors together. I think it'll look really, really cool. So that's the plan. I've had some conflicting information with how to paint over galvanized metal. If you guys have any tips of what you've done and what's worked for you, please let me know. I've been told that painting over galvanized is a bad idea, that it won't stick, blah, blah, blah. I need to use vinegar. Everything has been sanded with at least 120 grit. I don't see it not sticking. So I don't know. What have you guys done to paint over galvanized trailer fenders? I've seen it done 1,000 times. I know I'm not the first one to do it. But I've talked to the paint supply house locally, and they're like, wipe it down with vinegar. You need to do this. You get $800 product. So like, I'm not spending $800 to do my inner fenders. Like, I'm just not going to do it. So, what have you guys done when you do these types of inner fenders? And man, it looks really cool. Like I'm very proud of that. Like for as much time as I've spent working on it, I know I've been kind of down on myself about it, but it's going to turn out really, really cool. So, just stick with it, guys. That's the main thing. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. So anyway, so that's the plan. I'm really trying to go to Minionets this year. This truck will not be ready. I'm not going to rush it to try and get it down there. It won't be drivable anyway. So the plan is to take the Nissan. I have a few things I need to do to it. So what I'd really like to be able to do is get the bed on this bed line underneath the hood, get all that stuff buttoned up, where I can pull the Nissan in over here, pull some of that stuff apart. I've got a remote on issue. I don't know what's going on with everything. It's cutting off. It's not playing right. It's the first issue I've had with that truck in 4, almost 5 years. So I'm not going to complain. I replaced the head unit and it's still doing it. So I don't know if my mid-range amps are causing issue and killing the signal. We'll figure that out. But anyway, I'm kind of way talking too much. So we'll go ahead and end this right here. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. You keep me motivated to be out here in my garage, getting work done. Hopefully I can motivate you guys. Also, before we go, I want to say thank you very much to Chris Pelter for reaching out and helping me with the blower box information. He gave me some tips on how to fix it, even though I found out before I talked to him what was wrong. He reached out and I gave him a phone number, I had him call me. I talked to him an hour on the phone. We had a great conversation. I really do appreciate it. He has a lot of really good information on the front suspension and stuff like that for my next truck. So now that I have his number, I'm probably going to bother him a lot, which I'll get a messenger and stuff like that. But again, I appreciate people reaching out to try and help me. That means a lot. Hopefully I'm be able to help you guys in the future, with motivation, with content, with ideas and stuff like that. That's the whole point of this. So if I do anything that you guys like, comment down below, man. Let me know. I'd really like to hear it. It means a lot to hear from you guys. So blow the comments up this week. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video, the very end of the video. There's always something after the end scene. So, all right, guys, I'm done here. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later. What up? What's up, guys? Oh, man. I like the key. Can't be waiting to cruise this thing. Oh, Kaydee probably wants to cruise it. It's her truck. I think I can steal it from her. Maybe I'll trump her up on some charges. Say she didn't do the kitchen, so now I gotta take her truck away. Good idea. That's what I think I'll do. Yeah, this will be my truck. Oh, snap. Y'all weren't supposed to hear that. Oh, man. That could be trouble. Listen, here's what we'll do. If two of you got the first two people that comment Kentucky The MiniTruck State, I'll send you a bottle opener if you can keep your mouth shut. What do y'all think? Let's do that? Bet. I gotta go.